Afternoon from miserable West Cork. We had a pretty lazy Saturday morning, just waiting for the rain to die off a bit. It was meant to go light, maybe showery at about lunchtime, but no sign of it easing. So we're going to do some work indoors. First, let me just show you quickly where we got to last night. Found some, I think this might be just a simple beam, but I'm wondering is a part of the old West Cork Railway that used to be here. It was discontinued, I think maybe in the 50s, and a lot of the sleepers are, we found a few sleepers that we think are the railway sleepers here, and that'd be really cool if they used the railway steels as well. Another really cool thing we found is, can't jump in now to show it you. Oh, maybe I can. I don't know, can you see this, but there's very much concrete, cement dust sort of thing and stones here, very much clay, and way bigger flagstones. Like some of the size of these stones that I've pulled out are just ridiculous. Found is that the inside line here, you can kind of see it coming down where it's a bit different, but the inside line here has been painted and plastered. So I expect that this was a door once. Actually, it was an opening going into a building here, and we can see this was the window that we saw when we came down here, and that had I want to say the railway tracks as a lintel for the opening. We can definitely see that the old stone is used to make that opening, so I'd say there was always a window there. What's really interesting is there was a lovely little window here which was covered up with what we thought was a fireplace. We saw this huge lintel a few days ago, and when I started to take it down, we could see this really nice kind of curved detail which we want to replicate inside actually. And cool little, what I would expect would be a bit of concrete windowsill on the inside. There's old wood here as well, which I think they just boarded up the old window as it was there. It's really cool. This is actually kind of the height we need to get down to. It's a shame to be moving this, but we really need something that's going to tie into the wall and this clay structure, and building a timber frame on top of it with the weight of the window just won't do it. We need the window weight to be evenly distributed, and we need the timber frames to be anchored into the wall. It's not enough to anchor into this clay stuff. I would love to keep this and work it in somehow. It's looking like that is going to have to go as well. These stones are going to have to go as well. We have some cool projects planned for that, but just can't seem to figure out a way to keep this wall. Unfortunately, we really like that, but I don't think we can make it work. It's about 80% gone, so there's still a chance we keep it, but as soon as I have this side leveled, and I've taken my measurements from the wood on top, but as soon as I have this leveled, I'm still aiming hopefully to pour a ring beam on it today. Then I'm going to think about what I'm going to do here. Easiest thing might be to knock it all down and just continue this beam straight across this ring beam. And we should be pretty close for timber framing. I only need the timber framing because the windows are meant to be coming kind of soon. So this side is very far behind, but like it's a bit too wet to be working outside now. Oh shit. This is my plywood for the subfloor upstairs. I really don't want that getting wet. It's OSB tongued and grooved, so hopefully that'll be okay. So here in the animal apartment, is that how they sleep now?
Well, it might be tonight.
It's good that that's quite dry now, isn't it?
The floor is incredible dry. Yeah.
That's something we were always worried about, because water always gathered in that corner. But if you could just stop making noise. I'm recording, do you mind? Water always gathered in this corner. We were worried because the spring or the well is just right outside. However, kind of seems fine. So we're happy enough with that. What we have got is our new stove. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I think I did actually. We got this stove last year and installed it in our last house, and the new owners wanted to keep it, so it was a gift from my parents, so I had to get a replacement. So this needs to go in basically. And it's a much smaller non-boiler stove. So this is a back boiler stove which heated the radiators. We don't want the wet heating system. Whilst this kept maybe about 10 kilowatts of heat, we think, thank you Rudy, 20 kilowatts of heat was lost going through the boiler. So this is a small stove. It only gives out 7 kilowatts, but it's very, very good. Whilst it's raining, maybe we'll connect it and do a little bit on this wall here and maybe start to demolish it a bit more to see what we're playing with. That's the plan for another few hours anyway, until this rain disappears, and then we go outside and I can finish off on the wall. fireplace is kind of killing us. Whatever concrete they used here is like, it's as tough as a rock. There's almost no difference between it. We weren't going to do the kind of mantle. Slightly worried about things falling. I mean, Clare has removed the wall from up above the chimney breast, so we feel happy that if anything falls, it's only going to be like 1.5 feet, but still we don't want that to fall. The mantle is very loosely there in case something falls. When we finish off all the digging, we're going to secure it. Keep going. Thanks, Ash. Good morning, YouTube, from a drizzly West Cork. Sunday, it's about 8 a.m. I got up really early because there's a lot of rain forecast at about lunchtime, so we're going to try and just finish off the wall and get a form done because the weather was so horrific yesterday. We just did the fireplace all day. I think for the most part it's going to be another rainy day, so I want to get that form done so the concrete can be dry and set pretty well before I drill in the anchor bolts in it. But let me show you where we finished off yesterday. That's the reveal, the fireplace that we opened up. We put up sleeper and we got the first little bit of limecrete to secure it in place. It's drying off to a point where we might actually get the second layer just to snug it up. There's not a huge amount that we can secure it to in the bottom. This side is very secure. This side here just needs a little bit more. It's just tidy it up there. Oh look, who's up? What are you doing up early?
Helping you.
Alright, let's show you where we are outside. It is misty. It is fairly manky weather. It's warm. It's not too bad to work in for the moment anyway. The level in the corner is correct. The level at this side of the window is correct, and that stone is correct. So I just need to take a little bit off that, take a fair chunk off the end. I should be good then. I'll put you on time lapse. GoPro, stop recording. Just in case you didn't see how wet it was. How wet is it, Clare, on a scale of 1 to 10? Unfucking real out of 10 wet. You can see there's actually like a river flowing down. I think it's actually starting from the top of a road there up by the gate. But of course we have no gutters either and a great roof. Well, we do have the old gutters, but they're kind of not going anywhere. The water's going down, curving around the car. Look at that, I'm going all the way down. And needless to say, one thing we're going to do is put some drainage in. It looks like there's only 20% battery, so we'll see how long the time lapse lasts. We're going to finish this off and then we're going to go in and have a shower, get warmed up, and see what we're going to do about the fireplace. We got it.
Okay, so today it's a Monday afternoon and a bit allergic and there's a storm coming tonight, so we're just trying to get things done while it's dry. As you can see, it's not a bad day. I have a little bit here to get rid of before I start to level this part of the floor, and I want to level it across together and keep going down. So I'm just going to hammer this out and keep leveling. So I'll put you on time lapse.
Good evening. It's a bit late. I didn't have the GoPro last night, but it was left out so it wasn't charged. Started doing a few bits. This evening was mostly taken up, just banging going on over there, mostly taken up by preparations for a storm, Storm Magnus, coming tomorrow with 113 kilometer winds. Say hi.
Hi. Gonna get windy.
We put a few posts in front of the caravan, tied them off to the chassis underneath. They won't stop anything from flying, but they'll help. Claire's putting a windbreak underneath at the kind of the wheel line of the caravan, just stop winds going under. Neither of those things would be great on their own, but it's just a help for us. Been doing that. I was also tidying up some bits that would be loose for the storm. What else was I doing? Last night I put up a fascia on the front of the house. This was for the storm also, because the wind was just flying under. But you can see there's, oh, I don't know, can you see that? There's one or two, there you can see, there's one or two rafters sticking out, so I will have to take the fascia down again and trim the rafters and put it back up. Here's another one. Overall, it's not too bad. I mean, it does the main thing. It stops mad gusts getting in under the roof and under the rafters. I also have a vent underneath and a soffit that's stopping any winds getting in, but we're still getting some ventilation. I just took off the form. The kind of the sleeper is pretty secure there now. I just built up a few stones there on this side just to help support it. Contemplating building it up here. I mean, I would be happier if this side of the lintel had a bit more support here just to protect it. Like, it's not a huge amount, but it's just a little bit, so I'd be happy with kind of that much. I am going to plaster the front lime cement mix just to give a little bit more, and this actually isn't there. I was thinking of putting that there and building it straight up, but Claire said she likes this stone for a candle, so I'm kind of thinking it's secure enough. I might just have to see. I can always come back and do it. When I did the chimney, a little bit of the stones fell out the back, so I must position the stove in here, put the flue on, and see if that's going to be in the way. I might have to chisel that off. These are the flags, well, the main flag we want to use for the heart, and we have a few small stones there, and we have a rough kind of sandy lime mix just to bed them in. So yeah, I'll throw you on time lapse now. I'm just going to position the stove, position the flue, and look at that. See these hairline cracks? This is because the wall was so wet, I think. It's been quite a while trying to dry it all out. Anyway, we just want to just secure the wall a little bit. Nope, yeah, should be good. I must take the top off the stove and fit it to the back, and we should be ready for roll. I'll throw this on time lapse. Demolition is quite a small stove. It has a 5-inch flue. I usually just have the 5-inch single wall, which means it's just a single piece of metal, because the piece of metal will heat up and it'll serve as a radiator also. So the radiator will be, you know, pumping out heat all downstairs, but also it'll send a little bit upstairs. I think regulation is within 2 meters or 5 meters, you gotta change it to 6-inch. I don't know why that is, just for more of a draw, I suppose. So I have a 5-inch to 6-inch adapter, And then also, if you're going through walls, you have to have a twin wall flue, which is insulation on the inside. So at the top of this is a 6-inch single to a 6-inch twin wall adapter. So basically you have two adapters going on here. And now we're running out of daylight here, so maybe this won't be terribly long or exciting, but there is our stove, and I just really need to connect the single wall adapter first. These all just slot into position, so that's straightforward enough. Next, we have the 6-inch adapter and 1 meter twin wall flue. Huh. That's our first problem then. Doesn't really want to fit. So the problem we're having is this. There's a screw. Oh man, can't see anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it a day on the video, and I'll update tomorrow. Evening folks, just finished work a little while ago, and I went to the local builder's merchant to get one small bit I needed for the flue. So I think I'm all set to do the stove and flue. Today is Storm Agnes. We had to batten down the hatches. The caravan was rocking all over the place. I might show you later, I had to put some posts in the ground to anchor the caravan, and I put both cars in front of it. Deflected a nice bit of wind, and we made it through all right. This house is fine though. A bit worried about the roof, but yeah, it was fine. So we had a problem fitting the flue in here last night. This morning, just a while back, I had an idea, and we managed to fit it on. So that's great. I just wanted to show you, last night we got stuck on the flue, so we came down to do a bit of plastering. So we have this kind of looking good, and we need to give probably 2 more coats in here just to try and fill this up a bit. It's looking okay. There's a few cracks, just to be expected. We probably put in way too much. This lime mortar isn't fully dry yet, so we can keep it wet and keep refilling them. But overall, we're pretty happy with this. This is a great job. Very happy with it. It's given us a bit of motivation actually to move a bit quicker on this space. After living in a caravan for how many months, the idea of having a nice fire going into winter. We're gonna have new windows, new PVC sash windows. I don't know if you can see, this place is quite exposed, so we actually went against wooden windows. Cost was about the same. Apparently they don't last very long here. Yeah, so we'll have new windows, have a new fireplace. We cleaned this up, we whitewashed the walls. We might leave off the concrete. It's fairly flat, handy floor. Might just throw, we have some Persian rugs. We might throw down 1 or 2 of them here and just throw a sofa over it, and that just might give us a little respite from the caravan. Anyway, these are the flues that will need to go outside. At the moment, I'm just concentrating on the flues that we need to install inside. I'll give you a look at how I'm going there. Everything's holding up. The roof is great. The fascia did a wonderful job. Really kept the wind out. I don't know if Clare told you, when Clare was taking down this whole chimney, the Bosch SDS packed in. So we have a new SDS. This was about the same price as the Bosch, but I had, what was it? I had a saw that kind of went kaput, didn't last very well. I replaced it with the DeWalt, which was less powerful, but overall it felt sturdier. Same for this. I had a Bosch that just jacked it in doing this. To be fair, it was about 15 years old. So we went for the DeWalt, which again is less powerful. I'm not sure it feels any more sturdier. I'm definitely trying to go through these walls, and yeah, I wish I had my Bosch actually, because it's a bit slow going. So what I do is I get a long SDS, and if I can, I put it straight through. There you go, you can see. Normally I just make a circle and drill around and then slowly chisel out the inside. With this one, I'm putting it at 45 degrees, so it needs more of an oval shape going up. So I'm going to take out the concrete block and I'll probably have to take out the end of this block. I don't want to take out the whole thing, but at least it's reinforced there. So I'll just start with this. I'll take this out, then I'll take this out, and we'll see how we are. Drilled through around this block. I've changed over to the chisel, and I'm just going to chisel out the inside, and then I'll drill around this. We got fire! Last night, the memory on this recorder ran out, not the battery. And I have to say that we're both working till about 5 and the sun's kind of setting at about 7, so we really scrambled to get stuff done. And possibly we sacrifice on the recording if a problem comes up. So what did we do since last night? Clare was working on just finishing off a little bit more plastering around the fire. I managed to overcome the problem with I'll go upstairs in a minute. The problem with the flue. We managed to get the single going up through the clay pot to the twin wall. Yesterday was the end of Storm Agnes, but we did manage to get the flue out the side of the building. And I got one length up, and I ran out of light last night, so I just put the cap on the first length here. And then today it was forecast to be rainy, but it seems quite clear now, so I managed to get the top 2 pieces put on, and we're just doing a smoke test and a heat test to see how it all works and make sure everything functions as expected. The other job that I'm doing is we have one bathroom. Oh, Claire's looking very happy. The machine is getting oiled up. We do have one bathroom that's kind of working. Oh, it's lovely heat up here now from the fire. We haven't had heat for a good few months. That's what we're looking at. Managed to get it all done. I just want to see how much heat comes off it to give me an idea of how much insulation to use, because I want the heat to kind of come into this room a little bit. The other issue we have is we kept the plumbing, which is one sink here and one toilet in there, but it's oh so leaky. So we've left the leaks, we've lived with them, because we were always going to put in new bathrooms. But now I have the fire going, I want an opportunity to dry this out. So I'm just going to upgrade the pipe. And of course, nothing that I have fits. So I have 40mm pipe, but these are 40mm push fit connections. I don't know why I didn't notice that when I was ordering them. And it doesn't fit. So what I gotta do is just taper the ends of them to make it fit. I didn't have a U-bend to attach to the sink, so I had to take this one apart, and I'm putting all new washers on it. So hopefully there's a leak here and there's a leak at the other end. It's not ideal to be grinding it down like this to fit, but that's only going to stay there for a few weeks, so it's only a temporary measure. And hopefully it'll just help all this dry. Once this is done, I thought it was going to be rainy, so I said I wouldn't work outside today. I'd do some indoor jobs, but the weather looks good, and I really want to level to get ready for pouring the floor in our kitchen and getting our outside stuff done. So I might do that for an hour or two. I'll just try and finish the water pipes. I should show you as well that this is going to be Kira, our teenage daughter's bedroom, and this is going to be Ashton, our teenage son's bedroom, and they're both quite keen to get out of the caravan with the parents. So much so that they started to do a little bit of installation. So these are the boards we have. Really big, I think about 170 or 180 mil. And he is cutting them to size. We won't actually put the tape on yet because we want to run some electric, some sockets and stuff, and we want to fill the little gaps with expanding foam before we tape it. But that's going to be the finished effect. We have a little wall here. We run our services behind the back. We just put the insulation in there, continue the insulation over the top. This upstairs is going to be super snug for the two of them. I might put you on time lapse now. I'll catch you later.